It's me. I go by quite a few names on the internet, but I'm pretty sure almost all of them at least contain the number 64. So just call me 64. And I'm here at Disney's All-Star Music Resort filming my first ever vlog, which it should be pretty obvious that it's my first. So, the reason I filmed that big intro with, you know, the spinners music is because I thought I'd have a whole lot more material last night, but we ended up not even being on Disney property. We ate elsewhere. However, I will have a lot more material for this vlog today, because today I am venturing to Disney's Animal Kingdom for the first time in a couple years. This is the first time in a couple years that I've actually been to the resort for reasons I'd rather not get into, which also means this will be my first time experiencing Pandora, the World of Avatar. So we'll see how that goes. So as if it wasn't already obvious, we got put in the country fair section of the music resort. And as someone from Tennessee, I think I can safely say that this pretty accurately represents country music to a T. Just, this is magnificent. And it doesn't stop there. Like, look, there's wooden fencing along here, picnic tables inside, and they even make the lights look like oil lamps. Disney magic, everyone. Now, unfortunately, we will have to explore the rest of this resort at a later time, because, reasons. So, you think it's obvious that we're staying at the All-Star Music Resort?
We stayed.
You think it's obvious enough? Well, Tony wasn't kidding. It really is $4.29 for an orange juice. So like I said, this will be my first time in a long time coming to the Florida resort, which means there are some things that I have not yet experienced. For example, I have never ridden Space Mountain before, but I hope to rectify that this trip. And it also means that a lot of new stuff has opened since I've been here, such as Pandora, the World of Avatar at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which I will be experiencing today. And also, much more recently, Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So, you know, that'll be fun. And nothing's new at Epcot, because Epcot is Epcot. We are now within the lush confines of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and we are going to try to hit Kilimanjaro safaris first before our Fast Pass for Expedition Everest crops up, so yeah. And now that we are actually within a park, I can finally get to indulge in one of my favorite pastimes, collecting the maps. And there it is. The majestic Tree of Life, home of bugs, I think. And apparently we got here just in time for the 20th anniversary celebration of the park, which I'm sure they will do very little about, besides putting up these signs acknowledging it. They're just absolutely everywhere now. Can't escape them, even in the jungles of Africa. It's very sad. And welcome to the village of dead memes. There is no one at this safari office. Worst service I've ever seen.
50 miles per hour is the fastest animal on Earth. Well, evolutionary adaptation has provided it with the means of catching fast-moving prey. It pays a price for its speed.
Okay, so we just got done with the safari, and before you ask, I'm not going to film anything on a lot of the rides, just because I don't want to lose my phone. I'm kind of paranoid about that. Now we have a fast pass for Expedition Everest on basically the other side of the park that we gotta get over to, so let's head over there. Well, there's the Black Panther ride in its entirety. Man, I tell you, these hidden Mickeys are getting easier to find every year. It's like they're not even trying at this point. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our destination.
Yeah, that's Everest.
Pray for me. Now, if you ask me, this seems like really impractical canoe storage. I mean, the dock's all the way over there. You'd have to swim to get to your canoe. But at that point, you may as well just swim the rest of the way. Or maybe I just don't know anything about canoe storage. Welcome to the Asia section. Although with the theming they're going with here, it sounds like they really wanted to call it the India section. What kind of monkey business is this? I apologize for that ancient joke. So here's a shrine. And there's our destination right there. And right underneath it is the seating area for the Rivers of Light nighttime show, which I haven't seen a whole lot of advertising for, which is honestly kind of concerning. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be the last you see or hear of me before I make my trek to the Forbidden Mountain. I don't have any last statements, I just wanted you to know that. So, we just went on Expedition Everest. Wow, I forgot how intense that was. I mean, it's certainly no problem, but, I mean, it's shaking, you know? I mean, still really intense. Not quite as much as Tower, but definitely a close second. I'm having trouble keeping the camera steady because that's what this ride has done to me. Yeah. So yeah, that was me about 2 minutes ago. So we are currently waiting for Finding Nemo the musical here in the Theater of the Wild. And after that, I don't know, we're changing plans pretty fast, but the plan is to at least get something to eat and then ride Dinosaur before our Fast Pass for Kali River Rapids. And once we ride that, we're gonna head on back to the hotel, rest up a bit, and then come back at night to experience Pandora. Ooh.
No photography or video.
All right, so we just got out of Finding Nemo the musical. It's pretty good, as always. A couple of minor gripes here or there, but I won't really go into any detail unless you want me to. And now we are heading to Dinoland USA, or whatever they call it now, to ride Dinosaur, aka Countdown to Extinction, aka my favorite ride in Animal Kingdom with Everest at a close second, please don't hurt me, aka the only attraction of any worth at all in Dinoland. Right now they've got Donald's Dino Bash going on, apparently to coincide with some of the more Donald-centric cartoons that they've got going on right now. We've got some walk-around characters of like Scrooge and all the other ducks that Disney owns. Apparently, this is the only semblance of a 20th anniversary celebration that we're going to see at this park that's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Why couldn't the good dinosaur have actually been good? Then we might have actually had some honest-to-God decent theming here. Could have had this all torn down and replaced by Arlo and all his friends by now. Oh well, maybe in an alternate universe. Get ready for Night at the Museum 4, Disney's Animal Kingdom. You know, if you're gonna pour all this money into making an institute to research dinosaurs, why have it accessible to tourists? I mean, didn't you learn anything from Jurassic World? Dinosaur parks never make any money. Well, at least they didn't kick Bill Nye out of this dinosaur ride. Alright, so we just got off of Dinosaur, and I hate to say it, but there's a bug on me. I hate to say it, but I think Everest might be my new favorite ride in Animal Kingdom. I mean, I still like Dinosaur. It's still a pretty cool ride, still really fun, but it seems like it's gotten a bit less fun recently. So like maybe I'm just not as interested in dinosaurs as I was when I first came to Disney World. Maybe it's just me being more aware of the overall suckiness of the rest of Dino Land. Maybe it's me being more aware of what Everest feels like and now having that to compare to. Maybe just some of the effects weren't working at the time, this time that we just came in. And it kind of diminished the theming of it a bit. Like I could see some of the mechanics in the ride, like the floors and stuff like that. But I mean, I really don't know how else to say it, but I think I'm gonna have to bump Dinosaur down to second favorite. I feel very conflicted, but at least I agree with everyone now, so yay. Well, there's been worse ideas for water fountains. There is a Launchpad McQuack meet and greet right over here by Dino Land. So at least one good thing came out of the whole Donald's Dino Bash thing. So we are now getting lunch at the very nearby Restaurantosaurus, which is a restaurant supposedly themed after the founders of the whole Dinorama place over there. It is also an excavation site partially funded by the Dino Institute. So this is where the two disparate themes of Dino Land converge into one. And so it straddles the line between genuinely cool dinosaur artifacts and tacky puns. What more could you ask for? Now that I have eaten like a dinosaur, it's time for us to leave Dinosaur Land and head over back to Asia because we've got a fast pass for Kali River Rapids. Next time you see me, I'm probably going to be completely soaked. Then again, I shouldn't be soaked for too long because, you know, it's Florida. So in case you're wondering why I'm not soaked right now after just having got off that thing, I honestly can't tell you. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be this time. Guess I didn't want to waste our natural resources. Right now we are currently heading towards the exit of the park and back to the hotel to relax. But later this night we will be back to check out Pandora, the world of Avatar. So wait for my opinion on that, I guess. You can't run from the free press forever. Well, fare thee well for a few hours, Animal Kingdom, and happy 20th. Alright, so now that we're back at the hotel and we've got a couple hours before we gotta go back to Animal Kingdom, I thought I'd walk around the rest of the All-Star Music Resort and review all the other sections, and, well, maybe this one too. I didn't really get to properly review this one, and so I can give you my opinion on all of them. Yeah. So to start us off, we got the section that we were put in, which is conveniently at the very back of the hotel, which is good because that means we can just walk through all of them. And that is the country section. We got the wood fences and the gas lamps and the picnic tables, the giant boots with the plaid behind them, you know, all the stuff I mentioned earlier. And then of course you got all these Western plants over here. And that's what I love about Disney. It's like even the foliage and the pavement is themed to the area. It is very nice attention to detail. Just over here and about the center of all this is the piano pool, which is a lot smaller than the other one, the guitar pool. Over there you can see Little Mermaid statues, and these buildings over here are made to look like giant radios. And just right over here is the rock area of the resort, the Rock Inn. So yeah, this one is kind of lacking in theming, but I don't really know how you would solve that with such an abstract concept. You've got jukebox arches, you've got records along the top, including one on the floor over there. Looks like it's got a Mickey head on it. It's pretty cool. You've got the checkered floors, like a 50s diner. So yeah, it's they could have done worse. And now we move on to the Broadway section, and this one I've got some pretty high hopes for because Broadway is, I just love it. It's just, oh wow. So the rock section over there, if you recall, had a grass area down the middle with some paved lines in the center to make it look like a road, which honestly that's kind of clever, but it's even more clever is the Broadway section here having an actual honest-to-God paved road down the middle with very little grassways, just like the actual Broadway in New York. And I just appreciate that a whole lot more. And the archway here is themed after a theater. You can see the box office right there. And it is adorned with posters of actual Disney Broadway musicals that have actually been on Broadway and everything. I know this is probably a bit preemptive, but I'm already declaring this my favorite section of the entire hotel, like bar none. And at the end here, there's this nice little New York style garden area. It's fenced off with some brick walls, some benches to sit on. Probably looks like the real New York, I don't know. If anyone has actually been to New York, you can tell me. It's probably an unnecessary detail, but speaking as a Broadway fanatic, it's a welcome one. And back to hotel wings that run down the center of the complex, we have the jazz area. The archway here advertises something called the Jazz Inn. It's got a giant drum set right there. Of course, the walls are festooned with other jazz instruments. And right here in the center we have a fountain. I have no idea what this is supposed to symbolize, but I can only guess that it is meant to symbolize what cities looked like at the time that this type of music was the most popular. I have no idea what city this is supposed to be replicating, but hey, maybe some of you people out there in the internet can educate me. And last but certainly not least, we have the Calypso section, as is probably obvious by the sign on that rainbow xylophone there. Beyond that, we've also got maracas and palm trees, and the larger pool area, the guitar pool, complete with towel shacks and that glorious statue in the center. So now it's opinion time, I guess. Least favorite, it's probably rock, just because I don't think it does enough with its theming. And above that is jazz, which it does a bit more. It does have the fountain, which is nice, but it doesn't really scream jazz to me. Maybe it does to some of you folks, but And then above that is Calypso. It's a bit more involved. I do like how the foliage matches up. Above that is Country. Probably a little biased in that because I'm from the South, but I just think it's accurate, you know? And I can see how it's accurate, unlike some of the others. And favorite is, of course, as you already know, Broadway. Although I'm probably a little biased in that too, because I'm such a Broadway fanatic, but I really think it does the most with its theming that it can for a value hotel. So yeah, those are my opinionations on the different wings of the All-Star Music Resort that probably no one asked for.
Might get a video.
So we are now waiting for the bus back to Animal Kingdom so we can experience Pandora, the world of Avatar at nighttime. And we got one of the new red buses. I honestly don't know which design I prefer, but this one looks pretty neat.
It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never.
So we are now officially in Pandora, the world of Avatar, and it's started to rain a bit.
Sorry, guys.
But I believe it's heading away from us, so shouldn't bother us too much. Now, unfortunately, the Flight of Passage ride is a bit too long of a wait for the people I'm traveling with, so instead we'll just go with a much calmer Navi River journey. If Breath of the Wild has taught me anything, I've just completed a temple trial. I don't even have any Starkey comments, that's just an amazing view. Call me uncultured all you want, but I just don't get postmodern art. It's pretty though. Alright, so we just got out of the Navi River journey, and it is nighttime in Animal Kingdom now, which means all the pretty lights are coming out. And speaking of pretty lights, man, that ride was pretty. Like, if you ever need a soothing, relaxing ride here at Animal Kingdom, just come to Navi River Journey if the line isn't too long. And the song's gonna get stuck in your head, and yeah, it's just gonna be a real pleasant experience. So that is my very concise review. So that is Pandora, the world of Avatar, or at least as far as I've experienced it, because I've not yet gone on the Flight of Passage or tried out any of the eateries they have here. But I am looking at all these pretty lights. And I know it's probably not showing up very well on my crappy recording, but trust me, it is very beautiful. Well, fare thee well for real this time, Animal Kingdom. And once again, happy 20th. Okay, so now I'm back at the hotel, and it's time to show off my Animal Kingdom haul. So this is Barwin. It's like Darwin, but with a B. He is a banshee from Pandora, and he is mine, and he is a very good boy. And, yes, and my girlfriend named him, actually. And speaking of my girlfriend, I've got a set of Wally Mickey ears and a set of Eve Mickey ears. Isn't that just adorable? So yeah, that's haul for the night. So yeah, I did a lot of walking today, so I'm gonna need to get a lot of rest, actually, because tomorrow, bright and early, we will be heading to Epcot Center. So I will see you then.